On today's episode of the 2025 NFL schedule predictions, we have the Buffalo Bills. So the Bills are coming off another great season. They went 13-4 last year, falling victim again to the Kansas City Chiefs. This year, Vegas has them winning 11.5 games, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Starting off with some of their notable additions and departures for this year, they got Tre'Davious White back and signed Joey Bosa. Those should both be notable additions to that defense. However, they lost Von Miller and Amari Cooper this past season. Amari Cooper had a decent year last year, but I think Von Miller's coming to that point where he's a little bit washed, so it's time for them to get rid of him. The Bills also got Maxwell Hairston in the first round. I was pretty high on him coming out of Kentucky. Good piece to their secondary there to pair up alongside Tre'Davious White now. And they also got one of the steals of the draft, I feel, getting Landon Jackson in the third round, that D-end out of Arkansas. I know a lot of NFL analysts were pretty high on that guy, so I'm excited to see what he can do. With all that out of the way, let's get into the schedule predictions. So week one, we have a real good game here. This is primetime Sunday night football. Great week one matchup. I just talked about it on the last video. They play against the Baltimore Ravens at home. I have the Bills taking this game for the sole fact that this one's getting played in Buffalo. If this was in Baltimore, I'd be giving it to the Ravens. And then we have a tricky one. This is an away game against the Jets. For some reason, I just feel it in my gut that the Jets take this one, but the Bills could easily win this, but I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Jets. And then we have a week three game. And then we have a week three Thursday night football game. This is against the Dolphins at home. This is a divisional matchup. I'm going to have to give this one to the Bills. They normally play pretty good in their division, so I like them in this matchup. And then they have another good home game here against the Saints. This should be an easy one. I'm going to have to give that one to Buffalo. Followed up by yet another primetime game. Buffalo has 4 primetime games in the first 6 weeks of the season. We'll see how that affects them, but I'm going to have to give this one also to the Bills. Another home divisional game. Now, New England did win this one last year, but I'm going to have to give this one to the Bills this year. I think the Bills are really going to run over this division this year. We'll see what happens. Then week 6, we have an away game, another primetime game. This makes 2 in a row. Monday Night Football at Atlanta. I think the Bills get this one done going into the bye week. So coming out of the bye week, we have an away game at Carolina. This is another game I think the Bills just outmatched them on paper. I'm going to have to give this one to the Bills. So that makes it 5 straight wins. Bills are sitting at 6-1. I really expect them to be a powerhouse in the AFC this year. You can kind of see that already. But this upcoming game is huge for the Bills. So Kansas City knocked the Bills out of the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 years last season. What's interesting to me is the Bills always get it done in the regular season. For some reason, the Bills always beat the Chiefs in the regular season. And then in the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes just does some magic stuff and just gets it done, even if the Bills are better than that year on paper. With that being said, I kind of feel like history is going to repeat itself, and I see the Bills taking this one at home against Kansas City. Then week 10, we have an away game. This is at Miami. I do think the Bills happen to sweep Miami this year. I'm going to go ahead and give the Bills this one in week 10. I'm going to have to give this one to Buffalo in their 7th straight win in a row. Then this is where I kind of see the Bills tripping up a little bit in their schedule. These next 2 games could be real tough for the Bills. We got a Tampa game followed by a primetime Houston game. Houston gave them a lot of trouble last year. I think they might be able to do it again. I'm going to go ahead and give these 2 games losses to the Bills. And then they go on the road at Pittsburgh, another game that shouldn't be too easy. I mean, Pittsburgh typically plays pretty good, tough, gritty games against good opponents. However, I think Buffalo is going to get this one done. I'm going to give the win to the Bills here. This is followed by a home game against Cincinnati. Cincy's going to be one of those really good AFC teams. I think Cincy actually takes this one. Even though it's in Buffalo, I give this one to Cincy. And then we go on the road at New England. This easily could be a trap game. I think New England could win either of the games against the Bills. For some reason, they just play up to their opponent there. It could be that, or the Bills play down to the Patriots. I do see the Patriots improving a little bit this year, and I do think they could win this one. But I'm going to have to give the Bills the clean sweep here against the Patriots this season, followed by a win here at Cleveland. Don't need to explain myself on that one too much. And then this is really tough here at the end of the schedule. We have 2 home games back-to-back, Philadelphia and New York. You never know which one of these week 15 to week 18 games could have snow. This Philadelphia one, I expect this game to kind of be a movie. I think the Bills get it done for the sole fact that it's in Buffalo. This is Buffalo's last season playing at Highmark Stadium. I think they're going to have one last memorable home win here against the Eagles. And then that leads us into week 18, a home game against the New York Jets here. This game could have playoff implications. If those other AFC teams are doing just as good as the Bills are at this point, the Bills are going to need to win this one. If they need to, I do see them getting it done at home against the Jets late in the year like this. But if they already have that 1 seed wrapped up, if playoffs are already set, I do see them resting their starters here. You can't risk Josh Allen getting hurt going into the postseason. I think they could rest their starters and let the Jets have this one. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and give the win to the Bills. And that's going to do it. I have the Bills taking 13 wins this season. Probably going to lose again to the Chiefs in the playoffs, not going to lie. Vegas has them winning 11.5. I have them going 13, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over on this one. I really like the Bills to have another great campaign this year. Bills, 13 wins. Please drop a like and subscribe. And that's going to do it for today's 2025 NFL schedule prediction.